welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. All right. If you'd like to learn about how to work your energy, how to tap into more of your personal power, please go to my academy. Go check out my workshops that I have coming up. k33academy.com/store. All right, guys. Oh, wait. Where did I put it? Okay. I don't know. Hold on. Let me copy and paste the title real quick. Sorry. Okay, while I look for that, here you go. Please consider submitting a form on my website, mevolving.com/Petrovic-case. This is your opportunity to have your voice heard, your story, the submissions, and you have the opportunity to remain anonymous. The submissions will be given to my lawyers in Switzerland as I continue with this criminal case against Philip Petrovic, death threats, harassment, attempts to geolocate me using communication devices. Yes. Let me get the title. All right. Thank you. Shifting to your favor. So, the reading today. Things are shifting into your favor. It might not feel like it. It might not seem like it. Might seem like just a continuation of all of the different caca that you have been dealing with. It's okay. Is it going to be okay? Yeah, it's going to be okay. I feel strongly that everything is kind of just playing out in whatever way it's supposed to play out or needs to play out for your highest good. So don't give in, don't give up, just really keep plugging away, okay? How's everyone doing? You guys doing good? You guys enjoying the day? Is it a beautiful day where you're at? It's always freezing here. I think it snowed, or it's gonna snow, or it's gonna snow again. I don't know. I'm just done with this tundra land. It feels like the tundra at this point. Okay, there you go. I am trucking along, Rocket. I am trucking along. Definitely eager to favorably conclude the criminal case. Definitely eager for that. Let's get started. All right. Oh, well, thank God. Thank God. Because this sucks. Okay. 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 So, all right. I get it. I'm just looking at all the cards. So, okay. Things are definitely going to get a little bit more calm. I think creation is like, okay, we've pushed it too far with these with these sensitive ones, okay? We need to tone it down. Yes, you do. Yes, God, please tone it down just a little bit. Give us a little bit of a break. Let us have a moment to breathe. breathing is good. Breathing is good. So things are not going to continue to intensify. You're going to get a little bit of reprieve, a little bit of that respite, right? Take advantage of that. Rest, go out in nature, work on your, mental health, physical health, maybe make some adjustments to your diet because what you eat definitely will affect you. People don't realize um how important your diet is, the type of effects that it has on you. So work on those things, okay? Because those things are the things that will really help you to get into a healthier space so that you could be very, very solid when things start to come to fruition for you. I feel like there's a lot of things that have kind of been held off, or things that have um, maybe been avoided, right? Maybe you've been avoiding quite a bit, and now, you're being prepared to be properly positioned to handle those things. So it's not a bad thing. It's probably not something you want to do, but is I think it's something that needs to be done. Okay. So things are going to start shifting in your favor. Be careful of where you allow your passion to go. If you allow your passion to be something where it's like all anger, all rage, the really negative aspects of passion, you're going to be creating much more complication for the things that you're needing to address. It's best to try as much as possible to remain in a space of neutral observation where you're just kind of seeing how things are playing out. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but it's kind of just like, okay, so that's happening right now. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with that. I'm gonna have to look and see, and all these different things. You know, you know, just one of those things. That's how I tend to well, usually I tend to view life and circumstances in that way, where it's like, okay, so this is happening. All right. um Obviously, if I've been dealing with something for quite a few years, it's kind of like F this, F that. I don't give an F. I'm going to be real mad. Perhaps you should be, though. If you've had to deal with something for so long, it's been being forced upon you. There's no reason you need to remain in neutral, because sometimes remaining in neutral for too long is um, the very like nudge that someone has to take it way too far with you, right? Take things way too far. So sometimes we stay in that space of neutral observation for a little too long, right? And that's what avoidance is. Avoidance is staying in that space of neutrally observing for too long, to the point where it's becoming detrimental for you in your process. So that passion, that upside down passion, the anger that you might feel, it stems from something that happened in a previous autumn. Something went upside down in a previous autumn. Maybe it was last autumn, maybe it was the autumn before that. I don't know. But something in autumn, when the weather was colder, um there was something that got you real upside down in the way you see yourself. Um, I mean, I can understand. I get it. But are you still in autumn? And these are the type of things that I even ask myself, like when I stay um too caught up in something that happened months ago. I got to remind myself, like, it's not even the same month anymore. We're even in a um completely different season at this point. So it's time. It's time to like move forward, right? Um I mean, some people have to go through a process to move forward. Kind of just respect whatever your process is, while keeping track of how the progression is going. Summer, you are being immersed in environments full of sunflowers, people who serve as your sunshine on a cloudy day, right? Sunflowers are said to face each other when the sun is hidden behind the clouds. Um, so I think that's a message that you don't have to go through this alone. That you do have the support, you have the love, you have the consideration of others, powerful people in your life, and you just gotta let them in. Okay, you gotta let people be what it is they're designed to be for you. So things are shifting in your favor. You're being encouraged to allow that shift to take place. Masculine, it's almost like this sense of like either you're being encouraged, or or um it's a full-on masculine person who is going to be standing up for you, right? I think for people who have never stood up for themselves, um it's kind of this thing of like, you might need to tap into that masculine energy of yours and use your voice. Speak up for yourself. Speak loudly. Speak with conviction, right? Don't just make statements. You have to make declarations. You have to declare things. And, that masculine energy, it's not always the gender. Sometimes it has to do with the characteristics. Like if you look at social norms, masculines are supposed to be the protector, right? So it's like if you're in an environment where things are kind of being stacked against you, things are very threatening to you. Um, yeah, you kind of need to do something about that, right? Or you kind of need to do something about that. If he's using her for money, is it her money? It's up to her what she will allow. I think you've commented quite a few times about your ex-wife. She's an ex for a reason. You should leave her alone already. She's an ex for a reason. That's one of the things, you guys, when we can't let go of the people who have already walked away from us, they're not doing anything anymore. You are choosing to remain in that space. You are making the choice to stay there in that space. Well, then it's theft if it's your money. Is it her money that you want to claim as your money? Something about your energy is just super whack, and it's been for quite a few weeks. Every time I see your thing, you're out. You're out. So, I mean, that makes no sense. That makes zero sense. You've been divorced for how many years based on what you're writing in the comments, but her money is your money. Sounds like you're the one that's the issue there. Sounds like she got away. Sounds like she escaped whatever prison you created for her. That's what it sounds like. That's how it's being received. So you don't want people to receive your comments like that? Don't comment anymore. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. I'm entering into a space where I'm going to hold you all the way effing accountable for the things you say. Remember, I'm highly intuitive. I know when someone's BSing me. I know when you're the issue. And I'll say I've peeled back another layer of, keeping quiet and letting someone just continue to spew, continue to trauma dump in a sacred space like this. It's one thing for you to share what's going on. You need a space to be able to speak. It's another thing where every single one of your comments is about hatred towards your ex. They're your ex for a reason, and I'm glad they escaped. I'm glad they escaped. because clearly they dodged a bullet. Yep. I think that it's important for us to really stop with the niceties and the political correctness. And, if it's something that's going to aggravate you, if it's something that's going to continue to disturb your peace, you need to speak up on it. You need to do something about it. And that's just that. Like I said, I have no problem with people sharing what's happening with them. But when I'm noticing literally every single one of your comments is just victim me, I'm the victim. Yeah, pretty sure. No, you're co-creating stuff. Pretty sure. That's an assumption, of course. It's an assumption. I don't care to find out how accurate my assumption is. I'm blunt AF today. Blunt AF today. So for some, you're going to enter into a space of feeling like you need to remain in incubation, in a space of confined safety, right? Because the world is going real crunk. It's getting real crunk. Like it's just, I don't know. People are just, yeah. Masks are falling off. People are starting to find it very, very difficult to keep their masks on, to play the game, to play along, which you shouldn't play along. You shouldn't. The very manipulative ones, the games they're playing is becoming very, very apparent to those of us who are further amplifying, developing, cultivating our intuitive knowledge, our intuitive knowing. So, it's just one of those things. We're going through a process. You know, when I'm in a space of neutral observation, I'm very, very dry. I'm parched. I'm dry. I'm just very dry, like very blunt, very dry. Like I ain't even gonna sugarcoat things. I'm just not. This is what I'm seeing. It is what it is. Right. So being in that space of neutral observation does not mean you're like, oh yes, and then what happened? You can just be like, who? You said what? I don't know. Yeah. You can still feel what you feel, but you have to remain neutral in that. You have to just continue to allow yourself to observe, right? Initiation in reverse. There's nothing that's going to be started during this period. This is a period of lull. You know what I mean? This is a period of lull that's occurring. What you do with this period, whether, you're going to rest or you're going to hype yourself up more, get yourself more stressed, those are opposing ends of the same spectrum, right? The spectrum of choice. Hold on. What if I didn't walk away? What if I'm not a hookup? What do you mean? I think that's a partial question. If you finish your question, Heather, I have a better idea of how to answer. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like a partial thought to me, and I don't know which direction the question's supposed to go. If you ask your question in a different way, maybe I'll better understand what you're seeking clarity on. So balance in reverse. I think for many of us, we're experiencing the sensation of being off kilter. But what if, what if you're not off kilter? What if you've been in balance this whole time and your sensation, your current sensation of feeling unhinged is because for the first time in a long time, you're finally entering into the space of the reality of what you're living through. I didn't walk out of his life. I have more to offer than just sex. I still love him. But did he walk away? You can still love someone and move forward. If he walked away, I don't think he gave you any other option but to move forward. You know? I mean, it's hard. And I honestly, I'm going to be really honest, it's hard for me to to kind of answer that. I've never been in that situation. You know, I'm a I'm the type of person where the moment I sense that you don't really want me around, regardless of how I feel, I'm out. I'm out. And you know, that's a trauma response. That's a trauma response. So it's not, I don't say that with this implication that I've got it figured out and I'm strong and you know, no, it's like I have trauma and so I'm not going to stick around to wait for you to confirm the energy that I've already picked up of you not wanting me there. You know, I wouldn't have sex with him last weekend and he's been silent ever since. Oh, girl. I think he's doing you a favor. Is that love or is that a trauma bond? Is that codependency? And I don't know the answer to that question, but if you're going to be punished with silence for not performing the sexual favors that you didn't want to perform, that's real bad. That just gets worse. That just gets worse. So, are you sure you love him or do you love the potential that you see inside him? And this is important stuff for um people to hear, right? Because you know, a lot of people go through this. A lot of people go through this. It's not just Heather. He's the only man I've been with in over 3 years. Twin Ray, twin. Oh, girl, no, 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 no. No, 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 boo. No, no, no. Don't use those terms to justify the bad treatment you are receiving. Listen to this. You know my stalker, the violent guy? That one, the one that I've had to deal with for quite a few years at this point, the disgusting one. Yeah, for quite a I had to go through more files over the past couple of days. My head is just in a really effed up space at this point. Seeing like the what he's written, the things that I've avoided like laying my eyes on. And oh my god, these claims, and of course he's retracted it now, but these claims, these assertions that he is Jesus the Christ, I am Mary Magdalene, uh that we belong together. Literally those words, we belong together. We don't. No, we don't. No, you know? And that's it's hard. It's hard because we get to a point where we have a level of awareness of certain things that's, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's a minimal level of awareness that we are capable of. Um, when you look at the truth of what you're capable of, it's a minimal amount that you're at, right? This level of awareness that you're currently at is minimal, but it's enough to be dangerous. Dangerous for your sense of self, dangerous for your autonomy, dangerous for your sovereignty. And these are things that are very, very important for us to consider, right? If there is love, genuine love, like my husband would never do that to me. That's how I know he loves me genuinely. If I'm going through something and I'm not wanting to, um, you know, be physically touched, he's not going to force that on me. He's not going to punish me either. He's not going to withhold his affection. He's going to be patient. He's going to be understanding. And this is what he's always done, right? There's none of that, like, not knowing where you stand. Like, from day one, I knew where I stood with this man. And he's like, let me tell you, my husband is fine. Hold up, hold up. I just wait. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, 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 baby boo. Oh, I'm saying, oh, oh, what? Okay. And I don't even remember now. I don't remember now what I was gonna say because God, this man be fine. I swear to God. Okay. What? What? With your beastie self. Look at you. Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, oh, yeah. No. When we first started dating, I mean, he's a Gemini. He's a Gemini, he is a Gemini, and y'all know how Geminis are. He's a straight up Gemini. There's just no other energy there except Gemini. And he is charismatic AF. He is extremely charming. And he had all these ladies, all these ladies crushing on him. He don't care. He don't care. At no point have I ever wondered, like, where is he? What is he doing? Who is he with? No, no. As a matter of fact, he tells me like I basically don't text him enough. Like, I'm not a jealous wife. I mean, you fine, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a jealous wife. Hey, you already know how your wife is. You fuck it up, you fuck it up. That's on you. That's on you. I'm magical as fuck, yo. I am magical AF. I'm just saying that's not easy to replace. You want to mess that up, you go right ahead. But I'm not gonna be jealous and like, where are you? I need to text you and you need to tell me where you are. Sometimes when I know he's in the bathroom, I'll try and FaceTime him and be like, where are you? He's like, I'm in the bathroom. But I just like to do that just to mess with him. So it's this thing of like people who make you feel as though you have to consistently prove your love, that you don't know where you stand unless you go above and beyond, and this and that. uh, that's not healthy. That's not what you deserve. You deserve something more than that. And I don't know if it's just I'm able to see you more than you can see yourself. But yeah, that's a major red flag. It's a major red flag. Don't let that term of twin ray and twin flame get you distorted in your understanding of what you deserve. That reciprocity, right? You deserve a mutually beneficial connection. You deserve reciprocal love, reciprocal respect, reciprocal cherishment, consideration, all of those things. And I believe all of us deserve this, men and women. I believe all of us deserve this, not just spiritually aware people, right? Yeah, I'm so in love with my husband. It's like 24 years at this point. I'm still so massively in love with him. And it's this thing of like, he's not my twin flame, he's not my twin ray. He is a soul that mine has craved for so many lives. I have many memories of the attempts to create the life we were able to successfully create in this one. And even with that, knowing that he is a massive part of my destiny in this life, I would never hold on to him. I will never cling to him. Why? Because he deserves a powerful love that sets him free, not one that causes him to feel as though he is less than what he is. And don't get me wrong, I can call him out on his BS. I will legit be like, you're being a dick. Gemini problems, right? I will legit say to him, "You are being a fucking dick. Knock it off. I don't like being around you when you're like that." Mhm. But that doesn't diminish the love that we have, you know? I've never experienced that type of thing from a guy. I don't know if it's because I'm just like, I don't get enough. Like, there are many men in this world, many men. I really don't need to be trying to earn your favor. I'm good. Even before I met my husband, it's like, I'm good. I'm not going to chase after you. I think for many of us, we need to really reconsider the things that we have allowed ourselves to tolerate, to accept, to pretend is okay with us because we are afraid that we will lose something that we think belongs to us. No one can belong to you. I have no contact with my twin ray. I do not belong to him. He does not belong to me. At some point, we will do work together. I'm aware of that. We will eventually be interacting again and doing tremendous work together. And that's okay with me. But I also don't need to be all up in his life and his business. And, if that's not something that he wants, if that's something that when it's presented to me, I feel like I don't want that, that's what's going to happen. We're not going to have that. We will still do the work we need to do together. We will still be civil. We will still be supportive of each other. It has nothing to do with romance at all. It has nothing to do with romance. We have to make sure that we don't muddle the line between the sacred nature of celestial connections. We don't muddle that with the lower density perception of limited human love, right? Because humans, our perception of love is ownership. So I don't know. I don't that doesn't sound healthy for you, Heather. It doesn't. It doesn't sound healthy, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he's just busy. I don't know. I feel like I'm lying to you saying that. I'm gonna be very transparent. I feel like I'm lying to you saying maybe he was just busy. I feel like he's punishing you intentionally. And that's how very manipulative people begin to condition you to accept less and less and less respect, less love, less consideration. You look it up. That's some narcissistic type stuff. That's some narcissistic type stuff. I know because I was raised by a narcissist. Have a sibling that's a narcissist, raging narcissists. I've dealt with quite a few narcissists. I know that behavior. That's why I'm like, ooh, nope, nope, no. That's what they do. They make you feel like it's your fault. It's your fault that they're an asshole. You made them mad. No, you got anger issues. Yeah, no, I didn't do nothing. You did that. That's you. That's who you are. You have to be able to calibrate your discernment to see when someone is manipulating you, when you are manipulating yourself because of these spiritual concepts that you heard from someone else. That's like what's happening to you and being done to you, all under the umbrella of like twin love. That's why I dislike the concept of twin flames. That's why I dislike talking about it, because I have an awareness that when I say these things, people will think, okay, I just need to hold on. No, 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 you don't. You don't. You really, really don't. That love can still continue to exist if that's a true um, twin connection. Like I have not spoken. I've never even spoken on the phone with my twin ray. I don't know what that mofo sounds like. I don't. I don't. I've never spoken to them. We've exchanged messages for a couple weeks on Facebook Messenger. Um and yeah, and then we didn't. And however long we interacted was however long I needed to interact. And that's that. I don't have hatred towards them. I don't. I have irritation towards the topic of twin flames, but I don't have hatred towards them. No, there's no loss of love there. I, over the years, have become aware of the richness of the history that we've shared through many, many lifetimes. And I think that person's higher self, um, yeah, I wouldn't even have to ask. Like, I know that within my heart. I wouldn't even have to ask to be protected, defended. That if things crossed the line, that essence would come forward immediately. Immediately. Same with me. Anytime that I have felt um, hardship, anytime that I have picked up on like really intense, just bad things, I feel myself become fractionated, and a large portion of me will shield that person and be like, no, you're not going through that alone. I don't know if they're aware or not. Do I need to know if they're aware? No, they need their privacy. Because if they needed or wanted me to be a part of their journey, they would reach out and be like, I need your counsel. I need your perception on a situation. Can I tell you what's happening? I'd be like, hell yeah, what's up? What's going on? And I'll tell you what I think, but it's just my opinion, you know? So yeah, um that twin thing, we got to be careful, guys. We got to be careful. If you want things to shift into your favor, a lot of what needs to happen is you need to be aware of what you're shifting away from and shifting towards. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. Um, when we think about what we're shifting away from, oftentimes for the average person, it's going to trigger some cognitive dissonance because these are the things you want to hold on to, right? These are the things that it kills you inside very slowly to think that it won't be there with you when you want it to be there forever. We don't know how long someone's supposed to be in our lives. We don't. And if you keep living in a way that just keeps you so focused on this potential future event of separation, you rob yourself of the gift of now. Your presence is not truly felt. Um, the person you love is not blessed with you in the way that they deserve you, right? Like, I have a very clear understanding that, I don't know, literally my husband could wake up tomorrow and be like, hey, I don't want to be married anymore. And I'll be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be married anymore. I'll be like, okay, uh, what's going on? Is there something going on? And yeah, then we wouldn't be married anymore. He'd still be my friend. He would still be my best friend, right? That doesn't negate all the ways in which he has loved me the way I deserve for all these years. It doesn't negate that. Sometimes people will grow in a different direction than you, and the paths diverge, and that has to be respected, right? Has to be respected. And for all we know, maybe they grew away from you because out of love for you, they knew that there was something even better for you, more aligned with you as you are right now. We don't know. We don't know. Right before I met my husband, um, yeah, I was in a relationship. He actually um met me as I broke up with someone that I wanted to be with forever. I that was my first experience with a twin energy. Yeah. And if I didn't allow myself to walk away from that, because that person wanted to get back together, and I was just like, No, no, bro, you hurt me. You hurt my feelings. You really hurt my feelings. I think this is the first relationship that I've really got my feelings hurt. And I was just like, you're just not safe for my heart at all. At all. At all. And so I walked away, and literally within weeks, and I was devastated. I was devastated. Within weeks, I decided to move. And then I met my husband, and I was just like, hey, I'm moving. I'm moving several hours away. So I don't know what you're planning, sir, but you got me for like a month or two before I move. And we've never broken up. He drove those hours. It was hours, you guys. I think it was like 3.5 hours one way. And he drove those hours every weekend to come see me. And I work on weekends. So he was in my apartment with my chihuahua waiting for me to get off work. So really, it was only a few hours he would get to spend with me on the weekend. And if you were to ask him, we had this conversation not long ago. When I moved, he was unemployed. When I met him, he was unemployed. And he had a job interview. He went with me to move. He was there with me for a week. And then he let me know that he had a job interview. And I was like, you can't stay here. I'm not going to be the reason why you miss an opportunity. It was a massive opportunity because he's a tech guy. Job interview was for a tech position for a large company. And I was like, I'm not going to be the reason. So you need to go home. Right. And so we were talking about this recently. He did get the job and he was there for quite some time, lucrative position. And we were talking about it recently, and he was like, I would have stayed if you didn't force me to leave. Yeah, no, no. And even when I did that, he still continued to come back, right? He still continued to come back. And there were times where I would drive down just to see him for like 2 hours before I drive back because I have work and school the next day. If the love is worth it, both of you will invest in that to the degree that it needs to be invested in. It's not going to be this one-sided love where one person has to continue to give and compromise while the other makes these unspoken demands, degrading you further, degrading your sense of self, your ability to love yourself and see yourself with clarity. That is not love. It's not love. It is not love. It's just not. So maybe what many of us have to think about is that we continue to give the love we struggle to give ourselves. We give it to the people who aren't worthy of it because it further supports our distorted view of who and how we are. Right? Because there were a few I haven't been in very many romantic relationships. I'm super picky with people. But that was the thing, is that I recognized when I was um, a lot younger that I was seeking relationships that were toxic because I had a very toxic view of myself. You know, I get signs of him everywhere. Succubus and incubus can do that as well. Getting signs of them everywhere. Succubus and incubus, demonic sexual demons. Yeah, they can do that as well. I'm not saying that's what he is. I'm not trying to assess what he is, but this is something you guys have to be aware of. Being able to see someone or signs of them everywhere it doesn't really mean anything, unfortunately. It doesn't guarantee that this is, who you're supposed to end up with. My husband is super healthy for me. I don't see too many signs of him anywhere. Through all the years, I don't really see too many signs of him anywhere because he lives inside my heart. He's not a projection outside of me. He's like inside my heart, always. Whether I'm mad at him, whether I'm swooning over him, this is where he lives. So I can't see him outside of me because he's inside always. He's never pushed out, no matter how mad I get. He's probably the only person that's like that, where I'm like that with him. Because everyone else, you make me mad enough, like F you out. You don't exist. Capricorn moon, Capricorn Venus, I'm saying, right? So, guardian, familiar. You're going through these processes, right? These spiritual processes that are helping you to better understand who you are, what you need, where you're at within your journey, all of these different things. Try your best to not assume that every frog is going to be the prince that you're craving. Is there even any historical figures where someone fell in love with a prince and it was just the most beautiful, most amazing relationship? I don't know of any. I don't know of any. Would I marry a prince? It's not really in alignment with what I need from a relationship. Yeah. This is just not. It's not. So there's a lot of things that we are being conditioned to believe that if we don't do something about that, if we don't correct that distorted teaching, that distorted belief, we're going to hurt real bad. Like real bad. I don't know. I don't like to do love readings because really people have a tendency to not want to hear what I'm actually saying. They'll partially hear just enough to be able to continue with what they're fixated on, right? And I've never had a relationship intuitive hit that has not come true. Whenever I get that for someone, it always comes true. And I just, yeah. Carrying on. The word wants to be written, right? But how are you going to write with your eyes closed? We have to be aware that we have a tendency to blind ourselves to the things that we need to see. Like we see it. Oh, there was this one meme. Hold on. It's hilarious. I got to show it to you guys. Hold on. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where did hold on. I don't know where it is. It said something along the lines of the therapist says to the person, "You didn't see the red flags?" And then the person says, "I thought it was a carnival." You thought it was a carnival? Fun. Wait, is it this? Yeah, here, I found it. It was on my laptop, not my phone. Hold on. Cracks me up. It's just the image they use cracks me up. Therapist. You saw the red flags though, right? I thought it was a carnival. That's clown ass behavior, yo. Oh my God. Hilarious. Look at his face. Like, I thought it was a carnival. I swear, you guys, I saved the best memes. I never get a chance to use them. Anyways. Okay, follow your own rhythm. You're not listening to your rhythm. You're trying to force something. So your rhythm is trying to take you away from the very thing that's causing a blockage, and you're fighting the flow. You're swimming upstream, knowing damn well you got to go downstream. You got to go downstream. You got to let yourself flow back to the ocean, right? So you're not following your rhythm. You're not standing up for yourself. If this is resonating, you can't then be like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You do know. You know. You know what happened. And you need to let yourself be honest with yourself with the ways in which you betrayed yourself, right? So that you can see what parts of you need that love, so that you can stop those cycles. You're getting all of these messages from your higher self, from your guides and guardians. And again, eyes are closed, not wanting to see, not wanting to accept. That's okay. You're the only one that's going to be suffering through that. So if you want, you can. Do I encourage that? Not really. But sometimes it's in the suffering that we begin to really um, learn about ourselves, about the ways in which our understanding of ourselves is distorted, right? Faith in the process in reverse. Again, when your life is starting to shift things, move things out of your way, you can't be like, oh, but that was my roadblock. Stop. I can't believe they took my roadblock from me. I've done that. And now looking back, I'm like, that was so dumb of me. Why? Why I do that for? That was so unnecessary. Why I do that? Well, we go through the things we go through, and it's like we'll keep going through it until we learn. So it's not a matter of can you learn, it's a matter of are you ready to learn, right? Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Some people who live in our hearts are simply a placeholder for the real thing. I was just repeating what Michael said. The gravity of that did not dawn on me until it all came out of my mouth. Damn. Some people just serve as a placeholder for the real thing. Ooh, I'm saying, what? Where's my, yeah, I'm just gonna have some pumpkin seeds. It's getting intense. It's getting intense. Pumpkin seeds are high in some really good oils and stuff. Trace minerals. Mm-hmm. Copper. Mm-hmm. I'm saying. Hey, be easy though. Be easy. We are sensitive today. I'm letting Michael know we as a community are sensitive today. Shock of the new. It's not new. You know exactly what you're getting yourself into. You've been dealing with it for so long. You've been dealing with it for so long that yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oof. Y'all, the things Michael is saying right now. I'm not repeating any of that. Let me just pull cards. Okay. Nah, he's being savage. He's being savage. It doesn't even apply to me. My feelings are starting to get hurt. He's just being extra, extra sad. Look, I'm even like blocking myself from seeing and hearing. I'm saying. Gaze says, some placeholders become sticky and hold on to the table, need elbow grease. They become sticky and stay in place because they grimy. Your shine will attract all of the yucky things. Okay? You have to be aware that sometimes when your light is that beautiful, the really dark, disgusting things, they'll be drawn to you to feed off of you, not because they love you, but because they want to feed off of you. Okay? So, whatever twin stuff, it's not a twin. Cards in reverse. It's not a twin. That's not a mirrored soul. That's a karmic lesson. That's as far as I'll go with that. Bro, you need to chill for real. You need to chill. You need to chill. He has no chill. Yeah, there's a lack of integrity. Whoever this is, for whoever needs the message, that thing that you think is a mirrored soul has no integrity. It's affected your discernment. Their lack of integrity has affected your discernment, right? It's got you all up in your feelings, your emotions. What needs to happen is you need to go through a process to learn how to celebrate yourself, how to celebrate yourself as a person, as an autonomous individual, right? You have to dive into that shadow. The parts of you that love that person are the parts of you that are addicted to toxicity. The parts of you that refuse to let go of the blockages that are being cleared from your space are the parts of you that feel so comfortable and at home being limited and unhappy. A lot of us have this struggle. It's not just one person. A lot of us have this struggle where we've begun to really identify as the wound. And so we will look for anything and everything outside of us that can continue to rip that wound open, because heaven forbid that it's allowed to heal and you as the wound cease to exist. You know? I mean, I think most of us have gone through this at one point or another. I think most of us have. And we just really have to be honest with kind of where we're at within ourselves, what we've been through. You are a free spirit that's choosing to not progress through your process. Everything is shifting into your favor. What this means is that you are beginning to see the truth, the reality of what has been placed before you, what you are dealing with, what the blockages are within you, the parts of you that give permission for these things to be done. So here's my logic. Because I've shared that I've never experienced that type of relationship before. Could be one of many things. I don't think that I'm necessarily like I don't see myself as like hot shit. You know what I mean? Even when I was much younger, I never really saw myself as hot shit. I know that I could be a really good romantic partner because I am very loyal, very loving. Um, I'm not someone that likes to complicate people's lives, right? I'm not very jealous. So I see these characteristics and I'm like, yeah, I could make a really good life partner for the right person. But I don't see it as like men worship me because I'm just the hottest shit ever. And I look back and I'm like, why did no one ever treat me that way? Like, why did I not get disrespected by men in that way when I was much younger and more susceptible to accepting disrespectful treatment? Because I never tolerated it. I remember there was this one person that I was seeing for a little bit. He was in the music industry. I'm talking about like headliner, right? He's not the headliner, he's management. Um, and so he travels a lot. And he was much older than me too. And it was this thing of like, start hanging out whenever he was in town because he has family in California. And he would, you know, want to meet up with me. And I was just like, okay. And I remember we were hanging out for just a few months, not very long. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to hang out anymore. And this guy who's so accustomed to just really having his way because he's super wealthy, super successful, all of those things. This little 18-year-old is like, no, I'm good. He's like, what? I'm good. What? Did you get your feelings hurt? Like, I'm not dumb. I entered into this knowing that you're probably doing whatever you're doing. I'm not dumb. Like someone's telling you that I'm cheating on you. Honey, we're not in a relationship. We're not. We're not in a relationship. I made specific calculations and understood that at 18, I needed to have some types of experiences where I could look back and be like, oh, I was just a dumb 18-year-old. You were that. Yeah, I was never building a future with you. I was not planning to. I did not want to. Yeah. And this guy who's a part of an industry who really objectifies women and like, you know, yeah, no, he starts talking about like, I'll buy you a house. I'll take care of all of your bills. I'll get you a new car. I'll buy you a house, yada yada yada. Why? I don't want to be with you. That's dumb. I don't want to be with you. I realize now it's because I never would be willing to tolerate any of that less than behavior ever. Ever. And so again, I don't have very many boyfriends. Only one hand worth. I don't have very many boyfriends. So it's this thing of I've never had a boyfriend not remain obsessed with me for years, even after I've walked away. Years. Why? I'm coming to the realization that women who understand their worth and will not dip below that worth, um, they're very prized. The women who won't compromise who they are, who make it clear, not as an empty threat, not as an ultimatum that, baby boo, my life existed before you, it will exist after you. I'm not tripping. And literally mean that, like, I'm not tripping. It was fun hanging out, but, I'm good. I'm good. It's no big deal. It is no big deal. And that's why. That's why. As women, we are conditioned to believe that we have to chase after. I'm good off that. I am good off that. And I am certain, because I'm the way that I am, where it's like I literally was raised like a dude. I grew up as a tomboy. I didn't have any female friends. I was raised like a dude. I have the mindset of a dude, like, hey, there's plenty of people out here. There are plenty of people out here. I'm really not sweating you. I like myself. I don't need company that bad. And when you can have that type of awareness of your value, and I'm not saying I'm the shit, okay? That I really mean that. I don't think I'm the shit, but I think that I have enough within me to not need someone else. It's nice to have someone else. I don't need someone else. And you'll begin to attract to you the people who agree with the value that you perceive yourself to have. When you don't know what your value is, you'll be surrounded by the people who will convince you it's far less than what you think. I had someone trying to buy crystal off of me a few years ago. It was a nice crystal. And they're like, oh, I'll buy it for blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, no, no. They're like, oh, that's just blah, blah, blah crystal. You could get a kilo for $60 and go get your kilo. Go get your kilo for $60, but I promise you, you won't have the grade that I have. You won't have the type of rainbows and beauty that this particular piece has. You go buy your kilo. If I were to ever part with that piece, I promise you it'd be like $2,000. If I was desperate for funds. I'm never parting with that piece. I don't care if you offer me $5,000. I'm never parting with that piece. Ever. It's a big ass black heart, smoky quartz. It's like a geometric heart, and it's full of rainbows through the whole thing. I'd say it's like a kilo, maybe more than that. Yeah. It's it's a sad thing when I see a person, not just women, but a person of tremendous value, tremendous worth, not understanding what their worth is, going to the flea markets of life where people will haggle with you about your value as though you are a dime a dozen. Are you? I know for a fact, hey, I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I promise you, you will never meet another person who is genuine like me again. You might meet people who try to emulate, but there will never be another person like me again. There is a value to me that I will not allow someone else to diminish. And when things begin to shift in my favor, I'm not going to stop that, because guess what? I'm no longer in that place within myself where I don't believe I'm worth that I'm worthy of that. Yes, you are worth that. Yes, you are worthy of that. Nobody wants to be a spare wheel. But what about the people who love being a safety net? No one lives in the safety net. No one carries a safety net around. They leave in the same place, and all they do is bounce off you before they go. Don't be someone's safety net. I'll never be someone's safety net. The only thing that I'm capable of and willing to be for another person is a sacred sanctuary, a space of so much peace and growth that you feel obligated to take your shoes off and wash your feet before you ever enter. People don't act with me the way they act with other people. Why? They feel the sacredness of the love I offer. A love with no strings attached, no expectations outside of you, tapping into the most beautiful parts of your potential. And so they won't act that way with me, where they can disappoint other people easily and not care. Oh, they think 2, 3 times before they do that with me. Why? Because I will not accept that. I will not accept that. Those are the things that are being removed from your path right now. And if you continue to cling to that, you're not going to progress. You think that forward movement is a trap. Why? Because you're going to lose the very thing that shackled you to the same space, the shackle attached to the floor of the dungeon that you live in. Ooh, yeah, no. Flow, Sijal. You have to allow yourself to flow, not continue to fight the flow of the current. If you don't, you will not overcome the circumstance you are being asked to overcome in order to properly and efficiently shift you into a space of success, achievement, love, and peace. Mm. Hmm. Michael's intuition. Allow your intuition to guide you. Um, Here's the thing. People are like, yeah, no, it's that gut feeling. Okay, how's that gut feeling going to help you if you have leaky gut? Your gut's not properly functioning. It's not going to help you. When you allow your emotions to be your guide and your emotions come from a dysregulated space, it's not a very good guide. It's not a very good guide. It's like this thing of um, you're dealing with sobriety struggles, and so you have, a mentor assigned to you, and that mentor is also struggling with sobriety. What advice are they going to give you? How are they going to be able to what? What? It's not going to work. So when your emotions still live in a space of toxicity, distortion, disbelief in what you're worth, your emotions are going to lie to you. They just are. They are. I know because my emotions have lied to me many times before. Someone hurts my feelings and I'm still in that space of toxicity of everyone's going to do this to me. So what are my emotions going to tell me? See, Emmy, we told you. Eventually everyone does this to you. Yeah, if I continue to put myself in places, circumstance, connections with people who are shady AF, yeah, they're going to be shady with me. That's who they are. That's who they are. But when I allow myself to be surrounded by people full of integrity, they treat me with integrity. They love me unconditionally, wholeheartedly, genuinely. Their concern for my welfare is genuine. There will be people who will be concerned for your welfare because in that showing of their concern, they are prepaying for your loyalty to them. Ooh, this right here. I've allowed people to exist in my life as safety nets, and I received it as a gift they were offering. I no longer trust safety nets, too many holes. Rainbow Flames, is there a potentiality that you saw that as a gift because there was codependency issues that you were working through? And now that you're no longer in that space of codependency, You no longer trust the safety net with no strings. Safety net is made of strings, right? Safety nets always have strings attached. So maybe this is evidence of you entering into a space of healing, right? Where you really truly don't want strings attached anymore, and that you are so confident in yourself and your capacity. You don't need that safety net and all those strings to wrap around you and keep you from what? Learning how to truly balance within yourself. It's a beautiful thing. Rebirth of magic. Sometimes we allow magic to be reborn within us so we can offer it up to other people. Look, looks like she's not taking any ownership of that. Who is she offering it to? Are you that type of person? I was that type of person for a very long time. I would offer my magic to anyone just because it's like, as insecure and needed confirmation that I wasn't demonic and a bad person because I was magical. And so I would offer that magic to anyone in hopes that they could give me the confirmation that I needed that I was not a bad person. You know, those are the very people who took advantage of me. Took advantage of me because I invited them to. That's the full statement right there. Everyone in your life serves a purpose. Every circumstance in your life serves a purpose. Certain circumstance and certain connections are being shifted. Why? Well, because creation is shining favor upon you. You don't need direction right now. You need to flow. Does the water know what direction it's going to, or does it just flow? Does it know, does it geolocate the ocean while it is still in the river? Or does it just go with the flow and eventually ends up where it is destined to be as part of the ocean, right? Blue ray awakening in reverse. Don't confuse a human process with a spiritual concept. That's how we end up getting ourselves into some really sticky circumstance, right? Clarifier. I think for some of us, we don't want the clarification. What we want is the verification that our distorted beliefs are accurate. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I want you to learn. I want you to grow. I want you to become empowered within your journey. And so I will continue to sit here and be the voice of reason, the voice of dissent, the voice that encourages you to think even more deeply about what you deserve and how you will allow what you deserve to enter into your life. You deserve a really good life, but it won't arrive if you keep putting return to sender and shipping it back, right? Your life is for you. And when you live in a way that allows other people to take ownership of you, your grace, your life, it's not always a good thing. As a matter of fact, oftentimes it's a bad thing. So stay in your grace for self, allow the shift to occur, allow yourself to see yourself differently, and be okay. You'll be okay. Your whole life will be okay. You'll learn, you'll grow, and things will progress beautifully. Okay? So, guys, please do consider. Where is it? Okay. All right. Let me put this in the comments. All right, guys, please check out this link that I just commented on all the platforms. mevolving.com/Petrovic-case. If you submit that form detailing your experience, what you've witnessed, how this criminal case has affected you, you can definitely, that will be very, very helpful. in providing evidence for the criminal case that I filed against Philip Petrovic in Switzerland. It's a really ugly case. We're getting through it. We're getting through it. This is, I guess, the last portions, because really, what else can be denied? What else can be denied? Nothing. Nothing. I want to be able to give our community the opportunity to have the effects on them be made clear. I want to honor your decision to speak up. I'm submitting all of this to the lawyers. You have the ability to remain anonymous. I've already submitted quite a few submissions that people have sent yesterday. It's uh, yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard seeing the effect on our community. It is. But it's definitely something that's important to know, to be aware of, and to clearly illustrate to the court of law that it has had a very far reaching detrimental effect on so many people. So many people. So if you feel called to, you're definitely not obligated. But if you feel called to, please go ahead and go to that link, share whatever it is you need to get off of your chest. There are just a couple yes and no questions. And then at the end, you have the opportunity to write as long as you want, however ways you were affected, whatever you want to share, whatever you want to express as having been witnessed by you specifically, personally, whatever it is. And I'll continue to go through it and continue to submit. Currently, we're at over, hold on. We're over 500 signatures on the petition to restrict his travel. Let's see. And then if you scroll down on that link, you'll see all of the different things that are going on. Let's see. We're at 542 signatures for the petition. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I'm choosing to see this as a process our community is going through in order to further ripen our bond and further empower all of us, because really we're achieving some pretty monumental things together. Pretty monumental things. It's important for us to give ourselves the credit that we have rightfully earned. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all of you who have shared already in the comments of the previous live streams, those who have signed the petition, those who have purchased merch to continue funding the legal, because this is not cheap. I needed to hire lawyers in Switzerland. So we're several thousand in at this point. Several thousand in. And you guys have really just been such a source of continued support and empowerment. And I just want to thank you guys. So, and to make clear, the reason I had to reschedule all of the workshops for those of you who already purchased workshops and are disappointed or inconvenienced, I'm very sorry. The personal circumstance that I had no control over was this case. Yeah. So that's why I rescheduled every single last workshop. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. I'll see you again very soon. I was considering doing expedites later today. I don't know that I'm in the right space to do expedites. We'll see though. Maybe I can Maybe I can manage to pull it together by this evening and I'll do some expedites. I'm not sure. Probably not. Probably not. All right, guys, please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already subscribed. Please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.